Good evening, everyone. My name is Charlie. I am Tony's younger brother, and apparently the best man he knows. I'd like to start off by thanking Tony and Riley. I'm honored to have been chosen to stand up here today, a part of this small wedding party of 24 people. As Tony's only brother, I feel it is my job to give you all some insight on our childhood. Tony and I go way back. We first met back in 1996. I don't remember much. It was a busy year for me. But our sibling rivalry was present from the very beginning. Tony was always the brother who was very strong-minded, outspoken, and hardworking, while I was always the brother who was calculated, caring, and better looking. Tony has always been the leader of the pack, and the majority of our childhood memories usually involve one of Tony's ringleader schemes. But looking back, I wouldn't change a thing. One of these memories, actually a lot of these memories, took place at our Uncle Dave and Aunt Sue's house. They lived by a golf course, and one day, Tony, our cousin Dave, and myself were all hanging out. I was probably 8 years old at the time, which would put Tony at 12. Tony had an idea for us to hide in the woods by the golf course with an air horn, and as a golfer would take their swing, we would blast the air horn. We did this for about an hour without getting caught, but as we got bored with that, Tony came up with yet another great plan. This time, we would go under the barbed wire fence, grab some golf balls, and head home. But Tony quickly let us know there was a problem with that. The opening under the fence was too small to get under. He let us know there was only one person that might fit under that fence. And that was me. So, 8-year-old me wanting to impress my big brother, I was in. Tony and Dave lifted the fence up just enough for me to fit under. And I started grabbing close by golf balls. As I reached for the last few balls, I heard the loudest air horn blast of my life. I turned to look back at Tony and Dave running away from me, leaving me no way to get back under the fence. I turned the other way, and every golfer we just pissed off is glaring my way. Now, although this may paint Tony as the stereotypical mean big brother, he was. But he was still my big brother. And to tell you the truth, as a kid, I always wanted to be like Tony. You see, Tony is not a dreamer. Tony is a doer. And whatever Tony wants in life, no matter the odds, Tony can find a way to get it done. And going through life, I always found a sense of comfort in knowing that whatever situation I find myself in, no matter how bad it may seem, I always have my big brother to get me out of it. But enough about just Tony. Most of us are only here for Riley anyway. Riley, I am happy to be the first to officially say welcome to the Bartosiewicz family. I apologize in advance. I apologize in advance for how many times you're going to have to spell out Bartosiewicz for the rest of your life. My first time meeting Riley was at a Thirsty Thursday at Tony's house. Now, if you know anything about a Thirsty Thursday at Tony's house, you know that he never invites anyone, he never tells you whether or not he's having it, you just have to show up. But this particular Thirsty Thursday, Tony had texted me on 2 separate occasions asking if I were coming. I didn't think much of it, but of course, I was going to go. And when I showed up, I started walking to his back barn, and I noticed there was a new girl there that I didn't recognize. I thought this was odd, because neither Tony or any of his friends have any game. I got bored. Tony was very quick to introduce me to Riley, and throughout the night I saw a change in his mannerisms. He was very attentive and kind and caring towards Riley. All things I had never seen. Riley truly is the piece that completes Tony. And Riley, with the help of my beautiful girlfriend, Brittany, has really brought Tony and I close together again, to the point where I honestly call him one of my best friends. So please, if everyone could raise a glass. Tony, Riley, here's to a lifetime of love, happiness, and hopefully making me an uncle very soon. Cheers.
I'm going to start by reintroducing the two most important people here tonight. We know them, we love them. It's why we're all here. The bartenders. Okay, but really, thank you everyone for being here to celebrate Riley and Tony. And for everyone that doesn't know me, what a shame. I'm Riley's favorite sister, Kaylee. I'm also today's best woman, because I'm not a maid. Riley's side of the room was always a mess growing up, and I never went the honor of cleaning that. Despite me being the older and wiser sister, the time she would tattle on me, the time I gave her a bloody nose, which was rightfully her fault, as always, she was always there for me no matter how difficult I might have been. Growing up with Riley, she was my best friend. She was the one thing I could count on no matter what. We were always switching back and forth between houses from parent to parent, and the one thing that never changed was that Riley was always by my side. There are so many amazing things I've been able to see Riley accomplish, but one of the greatest things I've had the pleasure of seeing her do is fall in love with Tony. I'm beyond excited and happy for my little sister to have found her happily ever after. Tony, even though you were considered family a while ago, it's kind of cool to have you as a brother legally. And I'm sure you're so excited to have me as your sister. All jokes aside, you've shown Riley so much love and support, and I could never thank you enough for that. You're a kind and patient man, I think. And I couldn't ask for a better match for my sister. Okay. Now I need you to take a moment and look at each other in the eyes. And just know that the person you're looking at right now is statistically most likely to murder you. Riley and I love our crime joke podcast. Okay, let's be serious now. Look around the room and take a snapshot and remember this moment. Soak it all in, because these people are here for you, to celebrate you, and to celebrate your love. And please join me in raising a glass and wishing a lifetime of happiness to two amazing people, Riley and Tony Bartosiewicz.
Hi guys, I'm Taylor's Uncle Brad's little sister, also known as the favorite child. Riley and Tony, I'm so happy for you guys and your very special day today, especially having close friends and family here to celebrate. And it's such an amazing day that will be in both of your hearts for forever. I'm sure all of you know Riley has such a sweet, loving, and caring heart. I'm glad someone great as her I can call my sister. I missed the days where me and Riley were living together, and I would always mess with her and her friends because I knew it made her so mad. I would slide notes under her door many times asking for sleepovers in her bed, but there were only a handful of times that I actually got to sleep in her room. We all know Riley and her sleep. My favorite memory of us is the night before we went to Mexico. That night, I slid a note under her door asking for a sleepover. She actually let me this time. We were both so excited and couldn't fall asleep. In Mexico, we painted fish together, drank fancy drinks out of coconuts, and ate a lot of ice cream. It was such an amazing trip, and I felt like we gained such a stronger bond after. I had to look up what else to say in the Maid of Honor speech, and it said, make sure there's an intro, loving words, and memories. But then I got to read more, and it said marriage advice. I'm only in high school, and I don't have any of that, but I do have a piece of advice for Tony. Just remember to say those 3 special words every day to Riley. You are right. I love you both so much, and Tony, welcome to the family. I'm so excited to watch you guys start your beautiful journey.
Welcome, everyone. What a beautiful day it is today. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Brad, Riley's father. Just a few things about Riley. She's always had this certain determination about her. Started off when she was very young. She had a little bout of RSV when she was a little baby. She had little tubes in her with cones on her hands, but she just sat there and smiled like, Dad, I got this. It'll be okay. And it was. It was absolutely fine. Later, as she was just about potty trained, she came to me one night. I was going to put her diaper on. She says, Dad, I don't need diapers anymore. I said, really? Okay. Cool. And that was that. That was the end of it. No more diapers. She was pretty young. I thought, oh, that was surprising. I thought it was just an idea. As time went on, she one time put a cinnamon Tic Tac up her nose. Took her to the med center, where it dissolved and we found nothing. But everything turned out just fine at that time. But her determination spanned her youth, learning how to ride a bike. Very determined on how to do that quickly, keep up with the older brothers and sisters, or sister and brother, and driving a car. Later, she did very well in high school, and her determination in athletics, the competitive cheer, lacrosse, soccer. She did very well in school. Got into college and was in the military even for a while, where she did well at boot camp and was part of a group that stood out amongst the rest of the soldiers at the time. But yeah, I'm very proud of her accomplishments, including graduating from college just this past May. Congratulations. Then she, a while back, started dating Tony. And I thought, this guy is something else. He's a really good man, very good man. I got to know him over time. We've done many things together. Camping and, hanging out with those thirsty Thursdays they're talking about. I got to know him real well. I'm honored to have you as my daughter's husband, Tony. Very honored. You're a good man. And you have a wonderful family and friends that have gotten known over time, too. Also, spent a lot of time with them. But one thing I want to say about your relationship is love is the rock and the foundation for you two. It's clear. It's been clear from the beginning. It'll protect you through the good times and bad, rough, calm seas. For God is love, and love never fails. And with that, I congratulate you on your wedding. And let's give them a big toast to Riley and Tony.
Those are some tough acts to follow. Something bad about going last, right? You took all my words. And I'm what's standing between you guys and dinner. So, here we go. For those of you who might not know me, my name is Sandy, and this is my husband over here, Tony.
Yes, sir.
So, apparently a lot of you know my husband, Tony. We are the parents of the groom. He's probably a fixture at Thirsty Thursdays. I'm thinking maybe that's why everybody knows him so well. Well, I'm going to try and make this brief. Like I said, I know we're ready for dinner. But before I start, I need to let you know that I might get a little emotional, especially when I'm talking about Riley. So, if I get choked up, or if I start to cry, please feel free to do the same. And if I tell a joke, even if it's not that funny, please, if you could just laugh, that'd be great. Okay. So I think we want to start by thanking all of you for being here tonight and celebrating with us. You all hold a special place in our hearts, and it means a lot to have your love and support as Tony and Riley begin their journey as husband and wife. Tony. What a blessing it is to have you as our son. In preparing this speech, I was thinking, what are the best words to use to describe you? I thought, most people would probably say, you're strong-willed, you're competitive, you're driven, sometimes you're loud. In fact, anybody who's ever played the game Catchphrase would probably say that those words are pretty accurate. But I want to share some traits that a lot of people may not see. Traits that you show to your best friends and to your family. And those traits are loyal, thoughtful, generous, and protective. Traits that, to be honest, I think have grown stronger since Riley's entered your life. Your dad and I cherish the relationship that we have with you. The bond, in fact, that you share with your dad is amazing. Crazy? Amazing. Most people may not know this, but Tony and his dad speak every day. That was my line. Sometimes I would say that Dad calls multiple times a day just to check in. Checking in. So I should probably take this opportunity right now in advance to apologize for the multiple calls you're going to likely get on your honeymoon from your dad. Just checking in. Now, Tony and I, we don't talk quite that often. But I know that he is always there for me. In fact, he always answers when I call. Always. In fact, even if he's busy, he answers the phone. This happened the other day, and I asked him, I said, if you're busy, why are you answering the phone? You know what he said? This is the part where I might get cheered up a little bit. He said, because you're my mother, I will always answer your call. I know, isn't that the sweetest thing? It's the sweetest thing. So being loyal, being thoughtful, being generous, and being protective, those are in parts the things that make you a great son. And I have no doubt that these same traits will make you an amazing husband and father one day. And Riley, you are beautiful, inside and out. As you know, I don't have a lot of women in my family. I lost my mom when I was 8. I had no sisters. And until today, I had no daughters. I couldn't have picked a better fit for Tony or our family. You are the daughter I've always hoped for. Okay, we all crying? Okay, so everybody, please raise your glasses and let's toast the newlyweds, Tony and Riley. May you have a long, healthy, happy marriage surrounded by the love of family